Okay, so welcome back to the BSN channel. I know this looks like a cooking video, but it's not really a cooking video. It's just my mum happens to be cooking. But since she's cooking, what are you cooking, Mum?
I'm making okra soup. I've made it already.
Okra soup with turkey tail.
Turkey tail, some calabar fish, and then I've got dry fish. You know, the Nigeria dry fish. The white one. What's it called? Cod.
Yeah.
And then I've got salted beef.
So you don't have to add salt.
I did actually. I made sure I wash all the beef out of the salt out of the beef first, and then I'm going to eat it with. I still have fresh salmon in it. I'll show you one. There's my salmon. Oh, you see, the reason I don't want to go through the soup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
You can put it back. But the main thing about this video is I want to talk about Akan marriage.
Okay.
Not really cooking. Even though I've got my food right here. I made myself a little stir fry. But I will be eating fufu, don't get it twisted. Later.
This is not fufu.
Oh, semolina.
No, this is my one. I'll be making fufu for you later.
Alright, okay.
You've got your soup there. You won't be eating this soup. This is all mine.
Okay. But Akan marriage, yeah, what I like about Akan marriage is...
Haven't been married before?
No, I haven't been married before, but I know about Akan marriage, as in...
Okay.
I've seen Akan marriage before. I haven't been to one, but I know about it.
You've been to one, Tina one.
But that wasn't traditional.
Oh.
What I mean by traditional Akan marriage, how it usually goes is the father's family or his elders. Not sorry, I don't mean the father. I mean the husband to be. He brings his elders along to the basically the woman's family's house, and what they do is you bargain with the family in a certain way. You usually bring presents in the form of usually money and schnapps. You always bring schnapps, some form of fermented alcohols or wine, and then basically the elders are supposed to sell. Basically, how can I say it? Advertise you well. Say that, my son wants to marry your daughter. This is who he is. This is who we are. And this is our offering. And if they accept, the daughter is yours. I mean, there's many times where, Ghanaians go abroad and they're not able to come back to England. So what they do is they bring their family to go and visit the woman's family side. They'll go ask their uncle. Usually it has to be a man, like his, wafa.
Yeah, women can go.
Usually his wafa or his dad will go off to the family, visit the family, and give the offering. What's the next stage after that one?
Right, they go there they go and make, they give them warning, and then they'll be clear aware, both sides will be aware, so they make a date to meet up, and then these are the people who are not in present, at present. So what they will do is the two families will get together and perform the marriage ceremony in African way, which means one has to, they'll do what needs to be done. For example, they pour libations and all sort of switches. Anyway, I didn't go through that, so.
Yeah, but your mum and dad did. my grandma and granddad.
And I've seen so many people doing that in Ghana. So the two family gets together and making sure that you know, everything is going according to plan.
Okay.
And then when they finish, sometimes they agree to a certain amount of money. And we said, okay, the mother will take how much of money and probably 3 cloth, half pieces of cloth, and the dad will take about 2 cloth and a certain amount of money. Sometimes some of the men's side bargain a bit of the money if they can reduce it a bit, as if they are actually selling you. So that is fun.
They want a discount for the daughter.
Yeah, no, for the son, because it's the son who is coming for the
Oh right, yeah. No, but I meant to get the daughter. I mean.
To get the daughter, the family from the lady side wants more. They wish they can get more, and now and then, you know, the other side also wish they can bargain it down a bit. And said, you know, we all becoming a family now and all blah blah blah, so might as well, you know, do not overcharge. It's not about money, it's about love and all that. The two people would love themselves. Anyway, once that is done.
So is there a naming tree for that, you know, the offering? As in
It's a two or
is that where tunsa comes from? Tunsa.
You tunsa for so many things. You tunsa for death. We tunsa for somebody who is getting married, somebody who is doing Christian, who is doing party. You know, you tunsa for so many things. But marriage, you know, our real etrensa, ensa. You know, that is different. Our etrensa. So that is what the marriage ceremony is. So when they say, meaning they commit themselves, they commit 2 people together with the family. So in other words, if the marriage do not work out, you can't just leave them, you know, have a divorce straight away. You know, they try and settle the cases. In most cases, they try and settle it. When the settlement doesn't agree, you know, they don't come to agreement, then the next step would be the woman would decide that the parents or the family should send the man drink back to the that family.
To the family. Yeah.
And then before they start, you know, doing, if they have done a legal marriage before they will go through with proper divorce.
But we're just talking about Akan marriage.
Akan marriage is the same way, because you have to go and see all the elders from the men's side. Supposing it's the man who doesn't want the marriage, which is very, very rare. Yeah. It's usually the women that they go around and say, oh, I just want divorce. My parents should send the man drink back to them. So, you see, we look as if we, the women, we are the perfect ones, you see. We don't sin that often.
Everyone's a sinner.
I know, but we tend to be the one that, you know, we said, oh, my parents will bring the drink back, which means the marriage is going to be dissolved.
So what, they can they use that as a bargaining chip?
They don't. No, they do that when this warning happens, beginning. Then they expect, meaning it's a sign of try and reconcile with the marriage, you know, sort it out. If they don't, you know, if mounted and they don't sort it out, then it will lead to having to go and dissolve it properly. then they both, the one side, the parent side, the girl side would send a drink. They'll go and see them and say, oh, we brought the drink. Sometimes when you go, there are certain people who took the drink initially are not alive. And the others who are there will turn around and say, we are not accepting it. We won't accept it. Unless probably we get more details from the both couple. So they try their very best not to try and dissolve the marriage just like that. It's not that easy. You can't dissolve it. They end up of advising you, oh, don't do that, we've got children, consider things. Try, they put them together.
So they don't like, what do you call it, Awari Jaya?
Awari Jaya, no.
But you see, Awari Jaya, as
Jaya.
in divorce. How was divorce looked upon in your parents' time? When within the Akan.
My parents never divorced.
No, but I mean, the subject of divorce, was it looked down upon by your mother's and father's generation?
You go into for better, for worse, for life really. Poor, money, sickness or whatever. So a man can marry a woman and be womanizing, having other women and having other children prior to the first wife. Still, you can't divorce the man.
Yeah, well, but what's is that polygamy, or what do you call that?
Oh, we don't look into that in Africa.
There's nothing wrong with.
No.
As long as the man's loyal to both of them, like looking after the children.
It's just of late that we just copying the Western world.
Well, it's Christianity.
Yeah, deep down, our moms and our dads, they all had sad issue like marriage. Some of them were.
Well, your dad had children with another woman before he had you and your brothers, your 4 brothers.
Yeah, my dad had children with, I think that wasn't marriage.
Oh, that wasn't marriage?
No, but when you have one and it's not marriage, that's fine. You have 2, then...
Doesn't it look worse on the woman?
Oh no, they see the parents. My dad's side will come and see the parents and say, I've pregnated this woman, so yeah.
Pregnated.
Yeah. So this is my woman, and then that is koko. It's got koko, knock knock. So they.
A bit sarcastic.
Yeah, knock knock means it's not marriage, but it's more or less like a common law husband and a wife, something like that.
It's funny because in Western world we call it, if a woman gets pregnant and you're not married, it's called you got knocked up.
We call it knock knock. Anyway, so yeah, and then my dad had 1 son and then had 2 children from another, and then got married to my mom. My mom is the one that they got married. And then they had 11 children. So out of that 11 children, I think halfway through, after me, then my dad went for another woman to have another 3 children, daughters somewhere. And then, but that one, she made it obvious that that's the wife, as well as my mom. And my mom didn't say nothing.
So there was never any arguments?
No divorce, nothing. He said, oh, I've married so I've gone to see their parents because I'm expecting, expecting my child and that. Those days there was no such quick divorce and all that.
So there was more wisdom, because if you read the Adinkra and you see the proverbs of that time, which I'm imagining before the Bible, everyone was following the proverbs, right? Isn't it? And the Adinkra symbols. And that one, a lot of the symbols, well, one of the symbols talks about commitment. I can't remember which Which one? You got another one called ketepa, which means a good mat.
Ketepa.
Yeah, ketepa.
Which means our repair.
And you got another one, I can't remember, but it's about commitment. Meaning that
Ketepa is good marriage.
yeah. But there's another one that talks about commitment.
Yeah.
And it just shows that even before Islam and Christianity came, there was a lot of wisdom within the Akan people.
Of course.
So therefore, something like getting a divorce would be the opposite of what they was taught.
Yeah.
It's like anything in life. You're married to your job, you're married to your career, you're married to life in general. So you can't just commit suicide. In other words, divorce life. You can't. You have to see it through. And that's one thing I respect my grandma and granddad for doing.
Yeah.
Because my granddad, he left, you know, and unfortunately didn't come back. You know, he died somewhere. I think it was Cote d'Ivoire. And my grandma was still loyal, even though she had like 11 children. She never met another man, and that's how it was.
She was waiting for my dad to come back.
He was waiting for, you know, my grandpa to come back, but unfortunately he didn't come back.
They had contacts, but just he settled down there because he was herbalist. And he settled down there and he didn't want to come back home. So.
Didn't want to. I thought that, you know, he was old. Something might have happened to him. And
no, he was settling down there. He decided not to come back. I was quite happy there.
why was grandpa a bit of a loner?
No. Everywhere he went, they just accept him. And he's well respected. So
no, but what I mean was he a family guy? Did he like staying at home, or did he always have things to do?
Always have things to do.
Oh, that makes sense.
For people. Caring for people, you know, trying to administer helps for individual people. But everywhere he went, he just gets so accepted to the point that they feel at home wherever he is. And he's respected a lot. Yeah.
But anyway, he got too old and didn't return, so he probably died in Ivory Coast.
Yeah, he did. Not probably.
Yeah, he died. You know, he wasn't able to come back.
He could have come back if he wanted to. He decided not to come back.
Why do you think?
Well,
was he a career man? Did he?
No, you know when you get to live in somewhere for about another 15 to 20 years, you don't look back. Something must have happened to the mind and decided not to come back.
Yeah, but there was also a lot of spiritual things behind it, which I don't want to get into, but there was a lot of people against him.
Well, because of the throne anyway.
Yeah, he was,
they were looking for him to come back to sit on the throne.
What throne was that?
It's Assembly Hall, Asimhine. So basically, he was the next on the throne, and for some reason they searched for him, they found him, they asked him to come back, and he said, no, I'm not coming. I think in some way...
That seems a bit fishy.
Yeah, because he didn't want to be on the throne. Probably thought, I'm not coming. So if I'm not
because
there,
he had a nephew who was really piling pressure on him.
Yeah.
Because he, you know, really
he
wanted him out of the way.
Of course, and he was out of the way. And he's still the one on the throne. That's the nephew. He managed to make sure everybody is out of the way. So he can sit on forever. But
so he's on it now then?
He's still there. Yeah. It's alright.
So it's sad, you know, my grandpa could have been on that throne. And our family probably would have been much well off. But that's how the cookie crumbles. I don't want to make this too long. But it's just a little food vlog. And a vlog about Akan marriage.
And my okra soup.
Yeah, and my mum's okra soup. But if you want to know more about Akan marriage, you can also search on the internet. There's some books written about Akan culture. There's also a lot of websites explaining how Akan marriage works. And it sort of works like a shop, doesn't it? You come with your currency and then you can get the person you want. No, I'm joking, it's not like that. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If you like. If you dislike, then dislike. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Peace.